There's another reason why this matters, and really why it's of paramount importance. And I, if you don't mind, would like to speak very personally. Knowing the Lord can return at any moment now is an encouragement to many a battle-weary Christian. It's my belief that as the Lord's return draws closer, the trials and the hardships of this life get much harder. I'm reminded of Revelation chapter 12, where we're told that Satan knows he has but a short time. He knows his time is short. Sadly, many a Christian don't realize just how short time really is. I don't know, when I inquire of the Lord as to why it is that it seems that life is getting harder as His return draws nearer, I think that maybe it's the Lord's way of getting me to let go of this world, not my home, to ready me for when He takes me to my eternal home. Isn't it true that when things are hard and the trials are difficult and the suffering is great, doesn't it make you long to go home? Conversely, when things are going well, it's kind of like, yay, things are good right now. If you were to ask me what I thought was one of the main reasons for studying Bible prophecy and even teaching Bible prophecy, my answer would be, in a word, hope. Hope. In Titus 2, verse 13, the Lord's return is referred to as our blessed hope. Really, it's our only hope. This last week, as I was preparing today's update, the Lord ministered to me concerning this during my devotional time. It was really over a period of 2 days, very powerful. I want to share it with you. It was in an obscure Old Testament book having to do with the prophet Micah, who had become very discouraged, even dismayed, and it was seemingly giving way to despair. And the reason why he was so down, so discouraged, becoming so hopeless, is because he was seeing all the evil around him, particularly amongst God's people there in Israel, the idolatry, the wickedness, the sinfulness. And he was so grieved, and he was grieved because he knew that God was going to judge, that the judgment of God was coming. But instead of giving into despair, he turned to the Lord, putting his trust in the Lord, as he watched and waited in hope for the Lord. In Micah 7, verse 7, he writes, "But as for me, I watch in hope for the Lord. I wait." I don't like to wait. I hate to wait. So do you. I wait for God, my Savior. My God will hear me. And he goes on to talk about how he's in darkness. The darkness is getting darker seemingly by the moment. But God will bring light. He has that confidence, that faith in the Lord, that trust in the Lord, that this season of darkness will give way soon and very soon, one day, to his great God and Savior, whom he waits for in hope. That's what I want to encourage you with today, because it was that hope that transformed him. This last week, I found myself just very grieved, very discouraged, very down, very battle weary. I'm just being honest with you. I mean, really down. I hope you don't see me differently, but there's times where I just go into a fetal position. I can't even pray. It's just moans. I just grieve so. The world's getting so dark. People are so lost. And I know Jesus is coming. When I'm out and about, which isn't very often, I'll be out in the store, and I just watch people, and and I ask myself, are they saved? Because if they're not saved, they're not going to be taken up in the rapture. They're going to be left behind to go through the unspeakable horrors that are described for us during the 7-year tribulation. It's a heavy weight. And this was the weight that Micah was being crushed under. But it's when he, in a way, reminded himself that his hope is in the Lord as he waits for the Lord. And that's what the Lord did for me, is he just reminded me, hey, not much longer. Yeah, but Lord, how much longer? Not much longer. Yeah, but how much longer, Lord? I'm hanging on by a thread here. You might be here or watching online, and you're really going through a very difficult thing. Just give me a couple minutes here, please. Maybe this is a word again for somebody here. And you're not really sure you're going to be able to make it through what you're going through. And the enemy's been right there all week, lying to you. You're believing the lies. He's lying to you, saying things like this to you. And you know exactly what I'm going to say. This is how it ends. You're not going to make it. God's not going to get you through this one. This is really bad. And we believe it. You understand that the enemy is all about taking us down, right? That's his sole goal. He's like this lion stalking his prey, waiting for the optimum time to attack and devour, steal, kill, and destroy. He wants to destroy you. He wants to destroy your marriage. He wants to destroy your family. He wants to destroy your children. He wants to destroy you. He will stop at nothing and do everything he can. But God. But God. Hope in the Lord. Wait for the Lord. He will get you through whatever it is that you're going through. He has to. That's the hope that transformed Micah in all of his despair. I heard it said this way: Bible prophecy isn't for our information, it's for our transformation. It's not just for the sake of being in the know. That's not why we do these prophecy updates, so that we're in the know. This isn't just information, it's for our transformation. It's also for our motivation. Motivation to godliness personally. I think of John, who says that the one who has this hope of his soon return, his appearing, the one who has that hope purifies himself, gets his affairs in order, gets serious, gets right. It's a motivation to godliness personally and evangelism boldly. And that's why we end the prophecy updates with the gospel of Jesus Christ. That Jesus Christ came, He was crucified, He was buried, He rose again on the third day, which we're going to celebrate next week, by the way, Sunday, for Resurrection Sunday.